I am the task manager for this contract. Today's session is just an informational session for all of you so that you can get an understanding of how the logistics process works. We know there's a lot of questions. Unless you were around 4 years ago, you probably haven't had experience with our organization before. The organization now is called Management Strategist Consulting Group. The prior organization was called Management Solutions Consulting Group. And simply what has happened is when we went in for this contract, it is a joint venture with the Innovative Management Strategist and the the old Management Solutions Consulting Group, but the initials remain the same, MSCG. That's who we are. That's who you're talking to now. We are, of course, the contractor for the Ryan White program grantees and this contract. Actually, we have two contracts for technical assistance to Ryan White. That's who we are, and that's how we will proceed. Next slide, please.
One second, George.
This slide's just informational. I mean, obviously, these are the parts of the Ryan White program this technical assistance contract covers. I don't need to explain to you all who these are and what these programs are. We can just move on. But just so you know, we cover parts A, B, C, D, and F under these technical assistance contracts. The contracts for Part A and B are separate from the contract from Part C and D. They are two separate contracts. And both contracts have some involvement with Part F. Okay, next slide, please. This is the staff you'll be dealing with the most. Today on the call, you will hear from Andrea, and that is the individual when we're doing logistics who you'll be dealing with primarily. Ramana, who you've heard going back and forth with me, is the IT manager. He sets up these meetings, these conference calls, etc. for us. Of course, I'm the project manager. The individual who processes the reimbursement and your honorarium claims will be Marcia Early. And then Swapna Kavavita is the IT support person who does a lot of the background work for IT. Annette helps with the office management. Ramonda Davis, who will be on the call today and will speak with about a couple of the slides, is the overall logistics manager for the old organization known as Management Solutions Consulting Group. And Latanya Dunlow is the corporate monitor for this overall HIV/AIDS Bureau, or the overall two contracts for the HIV/AIDS Bureau. Okay. At this point, and two things I think we should talk about. One, we will take questions at the end of the session, not after each slide. And two, I'm not sure if this is being recorded. You should be aware of the fact that this may be recorded. Ramana, you can correct me if I'm wrong. And if it's being recorded, you need to be advised of that.
Yes.
With that, I'll turn it back over to Ramana for a moment, and the next slide will be presented.
Okay, thank you, George. Good afternoon, everybody. Yes, this session is being recorded, and the recording will be available after the call. And as George said, we will take the questions towards the end. You can type in the question into the console, GoToMeeting console, or you can just raise your hand in the GoToMeeting console and I'll unmute your line, or you can unmute by pressing *6. So at this point, I'm handing over the line to Andrea Reed. Okay.
Thanks, Ramana, and good afternoon, everyone. As George mentioned, my name is Andrea Reed, and most of you are familiar with me already, but I am the Technical Assistance Coordinator or Logistics Coordinator for the HIV/AIDS Bureau and Ryan White HIV/AIDS Program. I apologize up front for I will be jumping slides to have more of a cohesive overview when discussing the logistics process. With that said, please turn your attention to the rostering process. Go back. One more. Go back. The process starts with you, the consultant. All of you should have received an email notification titled MSCG /HAB Consultants Online Consultant Contract. Within this email, it mentions the joint venture between MSCG and IMS, as George mentioned, as a new vendor and discusses the purpose of the technical assistance provided for the HAB and Ryan White contracts. In addition, it lists the link www.mscginc.com/consultant that will lead you to the consultant roster application. We are requiring consultants to complete this roster application prior to providing expertise to HAB grantees. To become a rostered HAB consultant, you must meet the minimum requirements of at least 5 years consultant experience in the HIV/AIDS community. And please reflect this experience on your resumes so that when we're soliciting for your expertise that we know that you have the background needed to perform the site visit. In addition, please submit copies of your degree, certifications, and/or licensures, a professional summary, and 2 letters of reference no older than 3 years. Once you have completed the roster application and have been approved as a HAB consultant, the TA request process begins. I'm going to jump to the flowchart now to help you visualize the request from beginning to end. I want to highlight the early stages of the request process before I get into the part where I begin to reach out to you all to participate on assignments, because some of you have been privy to an upcoming TA request that has not been approved yet, but dates and details are still being negotiated within the HAB department between the project officer, grantee, and HAB personnel, which you will see on the flowchart at the beginning of the TA request process. The project officer will send a request to the contract officer representative, or CORE, and that would be Larissa Washington or Lillian Soa, for approval to provide technical assistance to a HAB grantee. If the CORE approves, then I, the logistics coordinator, will receive the official approved TA request to begin soliciting for your participation on the requested assignment, be it a comprehensive, diagnostic, special project, or technical assistant visit. Please note that I will not have any information pertaining to a visit if you have been requested by the PO to participate on that visit prior to the TA request officially being approved by the CORE. Although this does happen under emergency situations, we strongly discourage against project officers soliciting your services prior to approval to eliminate consultants holding dates for a visit that may be canceled or rescheduled, which is why I wanted to show you on the flowchart that I will not begin to solicit for your services until I have received an approved TA request from the CORE. Once I have received the approved TA request from the CORE, you will see on the chart that I will begin to solicit for your services to perform the TA request. You all will be selected to participate on assignments based on if your qualifications meet the specified expertise noted on the TA request to successfully complete the assignment. Please respond as quickly as possible. I would really like to have these visits scheduled in a timely manner in order to give you all adequate time to prepare and arrange your travel itinerary with our travel agent, which I will get to shortly. However, the solicitation process could go on for weeks depending on your availability, but I would really like to have a quick turnaround when compiling you guys in the team. So if you could help me out by sending a list of your available dates for the next few weeks or months along with your expertise, that would be very helpful for both you and I. Now, once I have the consultant team confirmed, I will then submit your names along with your TA packets for approval to the project officer through the Technical Assistance Tracking System, or TAT as you guys know it, as the suggested team to perform the TA assignment as you see on the chart in the box between the 2 diamonds. If the PO disapproves for whatever reason, then the solicitation process starts again. However, if the PO approves the consultant team that I have selected, then the team, you the consultants, will receive an email notification from TAT along with the TA packet that will include the uploaded documents such as a team leader or team member letters, budget narratives, funding opportunity announcements, financial reports, etc. Once I receive the confirmation email via TAT as well, it will give me the green light to send the logistics confirmation email that will initiate your travel arrangements with Shannon Dove, which I mentioned earlier, with Diplomat Travel Agency. In addition, the logistics confirmation email will provide you with not only Shannon's contact information, but the contact information of the grantee, project officer, and team members. It will also provide you with the link to access your voucher for reimbursement and a link to complete your online report, in which George will go into more detail shortly. Next on the flowchart, after you have received the logistics confirmation email and have scheduled your travel itinerary, we strongly encourage you to have a pre-site visit conference call with the project officer presiding over the visit. At this point, you will have all the information and documents needed to complete a successful visit and/or assignment, and please reach out to me if you run into any logistical questions or concerns, and hopefully you have an enjoyable visit. But just to give you an overview of what's to come, I'm going to jump back to the forecast slide to show you the projected technical assistance needed for the 2014-2015 fiscal year. We are looking at about 217 technical assistance assignments. The contract technical assistance forecast consists of 128 comprehensive site visits, 47 technical assistants, 10 diagnostic, and 20 short-term management visits, to include 12 special projects as well. So we have an exciting year ahead of us, so there's lots to plan, lots to do. So as I wrap up the logistical TA process, please remember to send me your availability and expertise so that I can get you out there and into rotation to participating on these assignments. As we go to the logistics point of contact slide, I just want to reiterate that my name again is Andrea Reed, and I'm the logistics coordinator who will be your point of contact for all of your logistical needs from solicitation to confirmation, as I mentioned in detail earlier. And this concludes my portion, and I would now like to turn the presentation back over to George to go over into more detail pertaining to the consultant reports. George?
Okay, thank you. Now, on the reports process, there's a reason, even though this is about logistics and the process involved in getting assigned to a site visit and what happens next, and eventually we'll, in a moment or two, cover the reimbursement process as well. The reason we're talking about the online report process and the tax report process is for both contracts and all parts, the payment of your fee or honorarium will be based on when that report is approved in the technical assistance tracking system that HAB has joined this year, known as TAX. So there's two parts to this that you should be aware of. There's an online report process, which is being used for Part C and D, which is where the consultants get to upload their reports in an online process, and prior to being uploaded in TAX, that online report is reviewed by the project officer. Revisions and discussions about the report are done vis-a-vis the online report that was uploaded by the consultants. However, for Parts A and B, consultant reports are uploaded into TAX, and there is not an online process. The important thing to remember, again, about all of these reports is that your payment for the honorarium or fees, not the expenses for travel, but the payment for the honorarium, or known as fee, is based on when that report is approved in TAX by the project officer. We've had a session about how the TAX process and report works, but in a nutshell, what will happen is there's a person known as the Technical Assistance Review, or TAR. Those two individuals for these contracts are actually LaTanya Dunlode and myself. And we are the individuals who, once the report is ready to be moved forward for approval in TAX, we simply click a button within the TAX system and send it forward to the project officer for approval. The project officer approves and sends it forward to the branch chief for approval. At that point in time, that report is approved when the branch chief approves it, and it's that point in time when we will issue your honorarium or fee payment back to you. You have, we'll cover this in a second, but you submit a voucher for payment in the MSCG system. Your voucher for payment will include both your reimbursement for expenses as well as your honorarium. Your reimbursement for expenses will be paid based on when you submit that voucher to the MSCG system, and I'll let Ramonda, I believe, get into that later. But again, the voucher payment part for the honorarium won't be processed until we have been advised through the tax system that the report has been approved. There is a review. I covered the review process and the approval process. And with that, and again, questions will be taken at the end. I'll turn this back over to, I believe, at this point, Ramonda.
Yep. Thank you, George. Hello, everyone. My name is Ramonda Davis, and I manage the logistics process for the contract, as George mentioned. As Andrea mentioned earlier, the online voucher link is located within your logistics confirmation email. Also, for your convenience, our reimbursement guidelines and travel FAQs is also posted on our website. And the travel FAQs just answer some of the common travel questions that we've received over the years. If you have not already, please take a moment to review when you have a chance. However, please note that the consultant is required to cover transportation, lodging, and meals up front and file for reimbursement upon completion of the site visit within 5 days. And some of the common travel expenses are listed on this slide. So the airfare will be paid up front by MSCG through Diplomat Travel. But as I mentioned, the transportation, your lodging, and meals will be covered by you, the consultant, up front, according to the government per diem guidelines. Also, if you wish to request additional compensation, please submit that request to Andrea Reed prior to uploading your voucher. That's very important that we receive that before we start processing your actual voucher. With the reimbursement, as George mentioned, there is a two-step process to dispersing your reimbursement. The first step is to process the travel expenses immediately upon a completed submission from you. And step two is to disperse the honorarium upon the consultant report approval. We are asking that you submit your travel expenses within 5 days of the completion of the site visit date, the end date of the site visit, so within 5 days of the end date. My next point is very important. Please contact Andrea Reed with any changes to your travel, i.e. arriving 1 to 2 days earlier, departing 1 to 2 days later, longer rental car usage, change in rental car size, hotel per diem issues, etc. Contacting her in advance will eliminate you as a consultant having to observe such costs. As this is a government contract, any additional expenses will require approval from our contracting officers. So again, please contact Andrea Reed if there are any issues in terms of what you may have had to pay out of pocket, the hotel not honoring your per diem. So please let us know as soon as possible. And as I saved the best for last, we do want to, make you guys aware that we do have a 10-day business day policy for processing reimbursement. This is something that we pride ourselves on, and to date we have had no complaints. So we are, and there's also a memorandum that was sent out to consultants recently, and we're also posting on our website to further explain that the reimbursement will be processed within 10 days. I understand there may be some issues in the past with another contractor, but that, we want you to rest assured that we have this policy into place and that we intend on and will honor it within the 10 business days. So should you have any further reimbursement questions, please feel free to let us know. And Andrea, back to you.
Hello again, everyone. And I'm just going to reiterate the contact information on the last slide. If you have any questions or concerns regarding contractual issues, please contact George Ersick at the email provided on this slide. If you have any logistical questions or concerns, please contact myself, Andrea Reed, at the email provided. And please contact Marcia early with any reimbursement issues or concerns that you run into. And again, Swapna Karavita, please report to her if you have any IT issues logging into your TAT or MSCG accounts at the email provided below. And at this point, we'll open the call up for questions.
Okay, I'm going to go through the questions panel first, and we have a few questions there. And then I'll come back to the GoToMeeting hand raising. So let me start here with the question 1. Okay, the first question is that some technical issues with the laptop, so I'm not answering that right now. So the second question, I have entered all documents, got check marks for everything, but the submit button is not active, and I cannot submit my documentation. The thing is, I know this is the problem across the browser. I do not know whether you are using Internet Explorer. On the website, there is a link to check for the requirements, the browser requirements. So if it is something like Chrome, or Safari probably it's a problem, but we are looking into that. And in the meantime, please send me an email, and I'll look take case by case, and I'll assist you via email. So if you still have those issues and if you cannot click it, please let me know. And my email address you can find on the website, or you can send it to the contact us. But on the website where you are, you have you see my email address listed. You see if you have problems with this system, my email address is listed right there. So send me that, or Swapna's email address is on the slides here, so you can send it to Swapna also. So one of us will definitely get back to you, and we will solve that issue for you. And the second question we have is, I have already uploaded all the required documents. It has been more than 10 days. Yes, if once the right now we are reviewing the profile. Once we have approved, even disapproved, whatever the decision it might be, you will get a notification via email. So if it is approved, you will have a link to sign the contract. If it is disapproved, you will see a reason. But either case, you will get a notification from us. For the team leader, when does the voucher open up? As soon as you send it to the project officer for the review. Yeah, so as soon as I'm going to repeat that. As soon as you send it to the project officer for review, you don't have to wait until it is approved in tax for the reimbursement for the expenses. But you have to send the report to the project officer before you submit your voucher. The next question is there an understanding from HRSA about the time frame in which the reports will be approved? Otherwise, reimbursement back to the consultants may be disappropriately burdensome while waiting for HRSA to act. So, George, this is question for you. Did you get the question, or you want me to repeat?
Yeah, I'm on, and the answer is there isn't a specific time frame that was provided to us by the HIV/AIDS Bureau in terms of how long they will take to process a report once it's up in TATS, how long they will take for it to process for approval. They are well aware of the fact that the approval process is the determinant factor in when you will be paid for your voucher. There isn't a specific time frame that's been provided, like X number of days to X, Y, or Y number of days. If there's a HAB individual on the line who wants to comment on that, that's fine, but we don't have a specific time frame for how long it will take to process the report once it's uploaded in TATS for approval. That is entirely dependent on the internal processes to the HIV/AIDS Bureau.
Okay, the next question is not being able to submit my documentation, holding me up from being selected as a site visit consultant. That's it all depends on what stage you are in. Sometimes when you click the button, even if you don't get the notification or you don't get the notification, the system might have saved the current process, current step. So if you don't see the confirmation, but we still get the the send for approval, then definitely we will go forward with that. But the direct answer is yes, you are not being selected as a site visit for the consultant. Yeah, I just want to stop at the point. Okay, so the next question is, the tier has 14 days to submit the report, but you want the reimbursement done by 10 days. How can the voucher be opened before 14 days? What we are trying to say is we have 10 business days to process your reimbursement after you submit your voucher.
And that's the travel expense. That's not the honorarium.
Yeah, that's the travel expense. So the 10-day business period is that we have to pay you back the expenses after you submitting the voucher. We will contact Diplomat Travel directly to arrange our airfare for site visits.
No, you will not contact Diplomat Travel directly to arrange your airfare for site visits. Shannon Dove, she will reach out to you once that logistics confirmation email is sent out to the team that has all the contact information that I mentioned earlier in the presentation. She will have all of you guys' contact information and will reach out to you to schedule your travel itinerary. However, if you do not hear back from her within 24 hours of receiving that logistics confirmation email, feel free to reach out to her to make contact.
And I just want to add, normally when Shannon reaches out to consultants, she may include a draft itinerary. Please know that that is not scheduled and confirmed at the moment. That's just something to start working from. You can change your departure time, your arrival time, as well as the airport if there's one that's closer. So she probably will reach out to you with a draft itinerary that is not confirmed and that you guys can start working from there.
Okay, moving on to the next question.
Okay.
Josh, go ahead.
Okay. Just a comment to make sure everybody understood what Andrea and Ramon just said. Do not make your own airfare travel plans. That has to come from Diplomat.
Correct.
Okay, moving on to the next question. Why are consultants having to pay out the hotel and rental vehicle? This is something new for consultants. In the past, the contractor made the hotel reservations and paid for the same, as well as the rental car using their credit card.
That's, in terms of those reimbursement guidelines, that's just a policy that we have in place, and we have across our contracts that we will pay upfront for the airfare, and the consultants will cover the hotel and the rental expenses upfront. And that's also going to be a part of the memorandum that was sent out as well.
Okay, so the next question, George said that there is an online report process for Part C and D. Is there a report template provided for site visits to Part A and B granted?
The answer, Part A and B, the report templates are also available. Ramana, correct me if I'm wrong, but they will be available when they go onto their site visit through probably the TA packet information. There will be a link.
The report template is included in the TA packet that comes out from TAT, and the link is also there inside the logistics confirmation email. So it is not online, but it's in a Word document, and yes, you will have access to the report template in the confirmation email. Excuse me. For assignments, we have been getting emails that ask that we respond if we are available that same day. I'm asking if we can have a 24-hour turnaround time to respond to you. If we are in a later time zone, getting back to you today may not work. Yeah.
Yes, sometimes I do give 24 hours, but given the nature of the TA request and the time frame that I have to schedule that team, I may not have 24 hours to wait for a response. So sometimes I do have to send out messages in mass emails, or I have to move on to the next consultant if I do not hear back from you within 24 hours. But please feel free to, shoot me an email if you really feel like that you are able to confirm, or you feel like you may be able to participate on that site visit. Then I could wait for you for 24 hours for you to get a definitive answer. Just communicate with me, and then we can work from there.
I have not received any notification about my documentation that has been attempted to be submitted many times. This is several weeks now. Okay, as I said before, I think I answered the same question. I will look into this today and get back to you what is the issue that is causing. But I'm still thinking it is a browser issue, and this system supports IE and Firefox. And if it is, if your browser is not IE or Firefox, then we probably have some issues. But I will get back to you with a definite answer today. The next question, having difficulty accessing TAT, need PA so I can submit report which is due this week. Okay, I think I have sent you the the new password recently. If I'm not wrong, later last week, towards last week, end of the last week, or sometime on Monday. But I have sent you the new password. and this is only for Cheryl Thompson Marsh. So I have sent you the password recently, and please try that. And the username is your email address, and you should be able to get into that. And if you still have problems, please let me know what about the problems, because we can always reset the password, but we just recently reset it. So please get back to me, giving me the exact issue what you are facing. Okay. Again, some of the use website we are using, the password is case sensitive. So just use the password whatever we sent you. If it is a uppercase, use uppercase. If it is lowercase, use lowercase. So just use exactly what we have sent you. So it might be sometimes all lowercase, sometimes some uppercase, some lowercase, but use exactly whatever we sent you. Okay, this email from Rick Kane. Airplane travel subject to flights at the lowest available airfare, regardless of the number of stops or length of the time to travel, or exemptions made based on consultant health or disability needs.
Yes, and I would say to definitely let Andrea know about those exemptions. In terms of the lowest available airfare, we try not to make the travel a difficult one for consultants, so we really try not to have more than 2 stopovers or layovers. So we do definitely factor in the lowest cost, but we also factor in the travel experience as well for consultants.
Okay, the next question. If I remember correctly, when developing my profile, I was asked to indicate availability for visits. Do I still need to send the same to Andrea? So, yeah.
Yes, please send directly to me as well.
Yeah, as everyone's availability changes
Yeah.
week to week, month to month, we will also send out, periodically, we send out emails to consultants just asking for you to continue to send us updates on your availability. So yes, please continue.
Yes, please continue.
Okay, the next question. Who should reference letters be addressed to?
Well, just management strategist, consulting group.
So they should be addressed to a management strategist consulting group. Yeah, so we don't need any specific name on that one. So the company name should be fine. Okay. Is there a template for Part F, educational programs report template? Okay, the Part F is also an online service system. So where the Part C and Part D is right now. So if the site visit is type of Part F, you see a different template, but it is already accommodated and it is online, and you see it when you go on a Part F site visit. Will the recording or transcript of this session be made available for download? Yes, it will be available for you to download later tonight or tomorrow. So, and again, we will send you a notice about the availability. Okay. Approximately how many assignments might a reviewer on average perform within a 12-month period?
It really just depends on your availability and your willingness to want to go and participate on assignments. It just really just depends on you guys wanting to participate.
Yeah.
Okay, what are the honorarium amounts?
The honorarium amounts are $600 per day for a team member and team leader.
This is not, okay, she corrected the spelling mistake. Okay. In case of extended scope of work for the reviewer who needs to be contacted at MSCG with reference to honorarium.
Okay, in case of extended scope of work for the reviewer who needs to be contacted at MSCG, that would be with reference to honorarium. Please reach out to myself, Andrea Reed, and George, and CC, depending on if you're on the Ryan White contract or if you're on the HAB contract. It would depend on if your HAB is Lillian Soa. Please CC her on the email as well. And if it's Ryan White, please CC Larissa Washington.
Okay, this is from Larissa. And there we have a different rate for the team leader. We have
Yeah.
Okay, Larissa, I will talk to you offline on regards to the team leader because it was my understanding that both team leader and team member had received $600 per day for your contract because there were going to be instances where your contract didn't specifically have team lead, team member, organization of the team. So we can definitely go back and revisit and discuss that.
And make the changes.
If you want to talk to that, we can unmute. We can unmute that.
Yeah, I think, yeah. Okay, so moving on to the next one. She can talk.
Oh, hi Larissa. You can speak on the system if you want to. You've been unmuted.
Okay, my response is that I'll speak with you offline because I do think we define the distinctions in each of the consultant agreements about the role and distinctions of team lead and team member.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
How many days is the consultant paid on another fee for the site visit, including writing the report?
Consultants are giving, depending on the amount of days that's specified on the TA request, whether that's 1 day, 2 days, or 3 days, you will be given an additional 2 days for prep and travel. And if you are the team leader, you will be given an additional day added to the 2 days for a total of 3.
Okay. Can we change our passwords in TATS after we have received the one from Ramana? Yes. Actually, the system should force you to change it. If not, I covered this and the recording is available. Once you get into the TAT and on the top right hand corner, there is something called user profile. So you click that and you can change the password. But my serious advice is, sincere advice is, please change your passwords once you get into TAT because the one we give you is the temporary and will expire in 30 to 60 days. Okay. Is there a pre-post time in 100?
Yes.
Okay. So going to the next question, am I hearing correctly that the team lead and team members receive the same amount of honorariums?
We're going to clarify that and send out an email to everyone.
Yeah, that'll be posted.
It'll be posted on the reimbursement.
Yep, and it will be. We'll also include the team lead letter, and the letters you will be getting definitely have a correct rate. Okay, I'm having difficulty following the contact people for the various programs. Will they be available online anywhere? So we're gonna post a slide into the online system where you are uploading your profiles right now. Right now you just see my name, my email address there, but yes, we will update that to a page where you see all the people who related to this particular contract. Okay, clinical reviewer used to be paid differently due to the high demands and tedious patient chart review. What is going on with that?
That is a question where I'll have to get back to you in regards to that after I speak with Larissa and Lillian.
Yeah, we'll talk to the contractor.
We'll talk to the core of the contract.
If we submitted profile, should we have received a contract by now? This all depends. We have the applications in our queue. We are going through those queues and we are looking into all the recommendation letters and all those stuff. So if we need anything back from you, we'll come back to you and ask for more stuff. If not, yes, you will get a contract from us as soon as we approve, and you're gonna get an email notification. So sometimes it takes a few extra days, but we are reviewing it each and every document that you submitted.
Yeah, the vetting process takes a few days.
Is there a template for Part F educational? I think we I think we have covered that. This is part of the online site visit report system, and yes, there is a template for Part F, and it is online along with Part C and D. How far in advance will you be notified for an available trip so that we can move the other commitments?
Once I reach out to consultants to solicit for your services on the email that I send out to you guys, you will be notified if you are willing to participate on that assignment. That's once you confirm your participation, lock those dates in on your calendar, and then once I have the complete team together, you guys will receive the notifications that I was referring to earlier in regards to the tax notification and the logistics confirmation email.
Okay, the next question is, can we please have written directions? Also, I can barely understand the questions that are being read. Yes, all these things, like the reimbursement stuff, we already have there under the frequently asked questions, and the memorandum, we have sent it to all the consultants yesterday, and we're gonna post it on our website, and we're gonna give you the link along with the recording of this call. Yes, so most of the stuff is already there in frequently asked questions document. It is in our online system, and I can point you to the page where you have all these links. So if you see, if you go to mscginc.com, that is mscginc.com, on the right hand side you have BPSC HAB links, and all these links are right there, and all the documents are right there. So, but again, I'm going to send that final link, that one link along with this recording whenever the recording is ready, either tonight or tomorrow. Okay, Sharon Maggie, I am new. Okay, so if you have not received anything from us about your username and password, please let us know. But I think we have sent you the username and password to get into the system to update your profile. We still haven't received written directions from the first call that we had. So we have posted the recording, we have posted the frequently asked questions, and we have posted the memorandum to the consultants all online. You probably have not hit the right link, but again, I'm going to send you the link because we already have posted these directions onto the website. And again, we have not distributed anything in a Word document. We have posted everything on the website, onto the website. Okay, should we use the new email address versus MSCG Inc.? No, that's so if you have mscginc.com, please use it. That address is good for this contract. So you don't have to use IML strategist. That is something internal. But you don't have to change it. Either way, we're going to get an email, but you don't have to change yourself. So please use MSCG Inc. address for the all type of communication. Whatever, my name or Andrea or Raman or whatever, but use MSCG Inc. and that is good for this contract. Okay. Not just QA, but please step-by-step directions. So yeah, the step-by-step directions. Okay, I'm going to unmute your line. Can you please elaborate on that one so that we know what you're talking about? I'm going to unmute right now, Alice. You need to enter your audio pin to talk to us. So yeah, so again, you need to unmute. You need to enter the audio pin. Otherwise, we cannot even talk to you right now. The thing is, the directions, if you can send me an email, what you're looking at, what type of the steps you're looking at, please send me an email. My email address is listed on the website, and it is rkariveda, KARIVEDA @mscginc.com. Okay, please send an email with how to find these directions. It is hard to understand you. Okay. Do you need references addressed to MSCG Inc.? MSCG LLC. That's where the references should go. It is not Inc. It should go to MSCG LLC. Loaded references without an address. Address is without an address is fine. As long as you just put the name, that is fine. You don't need to put the company address on the references. If you have already loaded, and we gonna look at them, and if we don't find them in a good shape, then probably we'll come back to you. But you are good. The voucher needs to be submitted after 5 business days, or weekends are also added to the 5 days.
No, the weekends are, you can upload the voucher on the weekends, that will be fine, but it will not be able to start the processing until the actual business day.
Yeah, the system is available 24/7, but the process starts only on the business days. Okay, so I think that's all the questions we have right now. And if there are no more questions, we can conclude this session. George, you want to go ahead?
Sure. Thank everybody for participating. Thank you, Ramana, Andrea, and Ramonda. Again, you have on the slides how to contact us, and as Ramana mentioned, you can use either the IMS email or the MSCG email. And with that, I will just go ahead and wrap this up. Again, thank you all for those of you who participated and listened in. And again, feel free to ask questions. The whole process is new to everybody, including the HAB folks in terms of the technical assistance tracking system, TATS. So there's going to be things that jump up and problems that occur, and that's when you need to contact us and let us know what's not working. Thank you again.
Okay, the last question. So if the site visit day was on Thursday, can I submit it on the following Friday? Yes, you can submit on the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but it's going to be processed on Monday. Okay, so after, I think, yeah, so we are wrapping it up right now. And thank you very much for your time and interest in the call. You all take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.